The Star Wars franchise is one of the most successful ones, and the reason behind that isn't difficult to understand. There are three factors that make them worthwhile: great plots, innovative marketing, and clever targeting of several demographics. And add to that, the visual effects. How can we forget about those cool lightsabers? In this video, let's talk about the 10 best Star Wars movies of all time. Number 1. Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back, 1980. The Empire Strikes Back is a classic film, and this comes from both the fans and critics alike. Robert Ebert said that Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back was a lot more intriguing. This episode really stirs our emotions and takes on a mythic quality of sorts. The first Star Wars movie, called New Hope, struggled to figure out just how much emphasis to put on certain plots and characters. It was filled with uncertainty and had an awkward tempo, but when The Empire Strikes Back dropped, it fixed many of the issues that were seen in the first movie. Ebert was on point when he called this episode the heart of the series, as it really brought back new and exciting life to the movie compared to the one that came before. We mean Luke Skywalker is recognized as the irrefutable hero of the saga. The way this character evolves in this episode is well beyond what we got in The New Hope. Even the movie's secondary characters were shown in a way that made it clear for the audience that they truly just aid Luke's quest. Most importantly, we call it one of the best ones because it had some of the best moments in cinematic history, along with remarkable dialogues like, "I am your father." And since the budget was huge, the producers came up with some excellent visuals for us. Number 2. Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. All fans love Star Wars movies in different ways, so let's talk about how and why Revenge of the Sith made an impact on the audience. This movie contained all the right ingredients to excite the fans. Sure, some people may not feel that great about this one, but it's still widely considered as the most loved movie. Know why? Because this movie is all about the thrill of sweet revenge, while the enemy remains self-satisfied. Little do they know. Okay, so reason number 1 why this is called the greatest movie is because it was some of the best lightsaber fight scenes, and if intense action is your forte, you'll definitely fall in love with this movie. With each fight, it's almost like you're watching fireworks happen in space, as each battle gets even more intense than the last. Reason number 2 is because we're hit with emotions throughout the film. The plot goes on to describe heartbreaking circumstances, as characters we meet, like Anakin, who just wants to do good for his wife and unborn child, but faces the consequences as he fails to do so. It's a mix of emotions, awesome fights, and curiosity for the fans. All of this makes the movie's story quite powerful. Number 3. Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi. George Lucas outdid himself with this movie and gave fans a lot more than they asked for, especially with the unmasking of one of sci-fi's most iconic villains, Darth Vader. So it comes as no surprise that it was known as the most satisfying movie in the entire franchise. The movie contained huge revelations, plot twists, badass fight scenes, and so much more for the fans to be kept on the edge of their seats. But it also saddened every viewer as they had to say farewell to the characters that they came to love so much. Nevertheless, the entire episode left us all in complete awe. Number 4. Star Wars. If you want to find out which movie kick-started the greatest franchise of all time, then this Star Wars original movie is for you. It's known as the greatest because, first of all, it's the original, and this is where it all started. And second, it includes just the right amount of humor, drama, and action for you. Star Wars is even on the same level as The Empire, as fans put it. It's quite a fast-paced movie which keeps you on your toes the entire time and gives you non-stop adventures to enjoy. Known as an absolute classic in the world of cinema, you don't have to be a major Star Wars fan to enjoy it. So watch the original trilogy, if you haven't yet, and find out whether you like the prequels the most or the original. Number 5. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This movie engages perfectly with the original trilogy, especially with the new cast. The Force Awakens is known for paying great honor to the previous movies by bringing back the old characters such as Han Solo, Princess Leia, R2-D2, C-3PO, Chewbacca, and most importantly, Luke Skywalker. This movie was received with a great deal of enthusiasm by the new cast and good humor to the plot. It basically did what the original series did well, but with a lot of its own thrill. A perfect mix of joy and melodrama. It's bound to make you laugh, but also cry as well. The Force Awakens brings Star Wars back to life. Number 6. Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Rogue One is called one of the most polished movies of all time. It has a great plot, some excellent character development, extraordinary acting, and pretty impressive visuals. Darth Vader wasn't frequently present in the movie, but those few scenes of his were simply epic. It has good animation and some new unforgettable characters. This movie will take you on a roller coaster ride with hardships, sacrifices, battles, and the realization that not all of your favorite characters will make it to the end. With a plot and storyline like that, it's hard not to love the movie. Number 7. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace. This movie may not be as good as the previous ones, but it still has scenes that are very good. It contains some pretty captivating visual effects. Some fans really like the political aspect aspects of the movie and appreciated it as being one of the better prequels of the Star Wars trilogy. The fact that the prequels have more lightsaber scenes and some awesome planets really make them super likable. Also, the better part about The Phantom Menace is that overall, the kids will really love this movie due to the 8-year-old lead character. This prequel is perfectly suited for kids, if not as much for adults. However, even adults can enjoy the exceptional visuals of this movie. Number 8. Star Wars Episode II: Attack of the Clones. If you're looking for a good sci-fi film with a perfect dose of romance, you'll find this movie to be just what you're looking for. Some amazing action scenes, along with a beautiful love story of the galaxy, makes Attack of the Clones a real mesmerizing watch. This movie holds a great importance for fans, as it gives them a background for the Clone Wars. Attack of the Clones is even more popular because of the new character Jango Fett, who creates the clone army. He looks pretty badass with his armor during all the battle scenes, and for fans, he's basically the reason behind everything in the original trilogy. Number 9. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Now, The Last Jedi has taken some big risks as a movie, but that's exactly what fans like. They transformed Luke's character and made it quite interesting. It gave people a new perspective on Luke Skywalker. In this episode, they really tried to make things unique and change their direction. This movie may contain some actions that not all fans appreciate, but for most of the audience, they enjoyed the rewritten character of Luke Skywalker. Number 10. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This is the movie that people waited for after The Last Jedi. It's pretty emotional and exciting, with what seemed like a tribute to the rest of the series. Watching this movie will definitely bring back nostalgia from all the Star Wars movies that came before, but it will be thrilling. The fans adored this movie enough to call it the best sequel movie of the Star Wars series. The Rise of Skywalker is a movie that's filled with exciting scenes, old memories from all the previous beloved Star Wars movies, and new characters. What more could we need? It's like the grand finale that we've wanted for so long. Overall, it was an outstanding movie in regards to the acting of characters, musical effects, conflict, surprises, and even the truth about what made Luke completely close himself off. And that's a wrap for this video. Which ones do you think are the best Star Wars movies of all time? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.